Beautiful British sunshiny weather, Caterham sports cars to play with and Donington Park on which to play with them. One of the best circuits in Britain in terms of its nature for the drivers and its challenges. Guy Spur, the man who fared best in qualifying, the yellow Caterham Roadsport coming to the front row of the grid, 71/100ths of a second faster than his closest rival. That's Jason Sutherland in the black 69 machine. Row 2 of the grid, also within 0.3 of a second. Keith Robinson, third fastest, and Martin Gregory, fourth alongside him. These two in their familiar Tiger Stripe machines. Well, the teammates starting ahead of Jamie Derbyshire and Marcelo Romano, the men on row 3 of the grid. And our onboard cameraman Luke Pyard will start in 9th place. Well, plenty of action for the spectators and for the drivers, no doubt, around the Donington Park circuit. And here is the view from Luke Pyard. He's 9th on the grid, inside of row 5. Well, away they go. Good start by Pyard. Hooks up the power nicely. Trying to find a gap through the middle. Let's ride with him down to the first corner. And the leaders, Guy Spur, the yellow car, Jason Sutherland, the black car, got a much better start. Behind him, the two Tiger Stripe machines of Keith Robinson and Martin Gregory, the joint championship leaders with a win and a third place each from the first two races. Well, this is busy stuff as Pyard shows. They're fanning out 3 abreast ahead of him. Little contact up front, just managing to keep it all under control. Pyard goes through in the middle of the shot. Everybody sweeping through the old hairpin, starting a long climb up. McLean's on its way. This blind entry right-hander, high-speed corner. And late entry on the first part to take a late apex, get good speed on the straight on the run up to Coppice. Gain a blind entry here. Don't forget the camera position. You can see it mounted on the top of the roll cage on Luke Pyard's car, so the camera view is about a foot higher than the driver's eye line. Pyard coming inside Marcelo Romano, somebody else coming inside him as well, 3 abreast. And there the lead group coming towards us as they're trying to go 4 abreast behind. Sutherland leads Spur. Keith Robinson in 3rd place, and the joint championship leader with him, Martin Gregory, down in 6th. On board with Luke Pyard again, that's Marcelo Romano sliding out of the S's. This is the full Donington Park Grand Prix circuit, coming down to the Melbourne hairpin, and Pyard on the outside leaves the door open on the inside. He's not quite under threat there from behind. They power round, tangle behind. Yellow car is Gordon Matthew, that's Christian Gachet in the other machine, trying to separate himself. And he may have some radiator damage at the front. So the black car, Jason Sutherland, leads them across the line. Guy Spur in 2nd place, right with him. Keith Robinson under pressure from behind. From another black car, that was Paul Kite. On board now with Luke Pyard, goes inside Marcelo Romano. Nice early apex as they get to Redgate, then runs out wide. And Guy Spur exiting Hollywood very quickly indeed, taking the lead from Jason Sutherland. Spur goes in front. Looks as though Paul Kite couldn't get past Keith Robinson, and he's now under pressure from Jamie Derbyshire. And there's Martin Gregory in 6th, as into the pits comes Christian Gachet after that crash. On board with Jamie Derbyshire, Paul Kite right in front, coming down to the Melbourne hairpin. Kite takes the inside line, goes inside Keith Robinson. Doors open, Jamie Derbyshire goes by as well. So they move up into 3rd and 4th, Robinson down to 5th, and joint championship leader with him, Martin Gregory, his teammate, in 6th place. And a little bit of a lock-up there as Robinson gets onto the brakes a fraction early, sliding out of the final turn. Right up onto the curb they come, and onto the start-finish line. Jason Sutherland again ahead. Guy Spur again trying to come around him in the yellow car. And look at this, down the inside, Jamie Derbyshire takes 3rd away. Yes, just from Paul Kite. Oh, similarly close as Luke Pyard gets passed by Barry Horn, the Scot. And very out of shape there. That was into Redgate, and Pyard, we picked up the action there. Running wide through Hollywood and down the Craner curves they go. Well, look at this, Paul Kite under pressure from behind now. Oops! And past him goes Keith Robinson. Martin Gregory behind there. Seems to have had a problem of his own. On board with Jamie Derbyshire. This is Guy Spur ahead. No sign of Jason Sutherland, so this is for the lead of the race. This is at the Final corner, and out they come onto the start-finish line. Black flag for the number 15 machine of Marcelo Romano. That means he has to go straight to the pits. Obviously the organisers not very happy with him. So Jamie Derbyshire leading from Guy Spur. Further back with Luke Pyard. So all fighting their way through Redgate. Somebody kicking up the dirt there. The 18 car is Fraser Gibney. Replay on board with Derbyshire. Guy Spur ahead. Looking to make this move. There's Jason Sutherland, the race leader. Oh, and that's how it all happened. That's where Sutherland went to. Big slide there as he left the braking too late and tried to turn the car as well. These 6-speed cars powered by a 1.6 litre Rover K-Series engine. They provide about 140 brake horsepower. And with the Caterham 6-speed box, a real racer. Andy Blythe in trouble. Oh dear. And proving that there is no such thing as too much traction when you have a Caterham. They've got loads of power, these cars, and the all-up weight, including the driver, a mere 515 kilos. Well, here is Marcelo Romano, brought into the pits by the stewards for a ticking off. Marshall telling him he's got to go and see the clerk of the course. Lead battle on board with Derbyshire as Guy Spur comes around the outside, and up from the tail of that group, Martin Gregory in car number 16 goes up to second place. We've got Jason Sutherland there in the black car for close company as well. So a 5-way battle, and Paul Kite at the back's not out of it. Sutherland down the inside for third. This is very typical of Caterham racing. The leader passed and down to fourth place in 2 corners, Jamie Derbyshire. Derbyshire not doing badly. The green tail of his car has got a yellow square with a black cross on. That means he's a novice, still to collect his dozen signatures or so to fully get rid of that novice status. And he's out there and battling with the best in some of the closest racing there is to be found in Britain in the Caterhams. Down to Redgate, everybody hugging the inside line. 53 is Martin Walker going inside Stephen Frost, the 23 car. Frost tries to come back at him on the exit, and that'll be a drag race down to the first corner as well. Guy Spur leads them down the hill. And here's the battle for third place. Sutherland, Derbyshire, and behind him is Robinson. Martin Gregory up into second place, and Sutherland makes another mistake now. Loses those 2 places. And Paul Kite right behind in the number 3 machine. Looks like he's going to go past Jason on the way up the hill. Yes, he does. And off in the tyres, Paul Davis. Cheshire driver getting rid of some of the spare tyres he's picked up there as he's gone off backwards. And bouncing over the curve in the S's. Race still being led by Martin Gregory. Fierce 4-way battle right behind him. Derbyshire down the inside, the Dayglow red nose and the green tail end of his car. Stays ahead of Jason Sutherland. Guy Spur kicks up the dirt on the outside. And replay there. That was a high speed off at the Craner curves. They're very demanding, the Craner curves. And they bite back when you get it wrong. Replay here of one of the incidents that Marcelo Romano was involved in. Romano there. And the spinning car is Martin Walker. Romano just a little too wild perhaps for his own good. Red mist descended a fraction too far. Well, he won't get any more signatures for his licence after that race. Still plenty to keep the spectators occupied though, as rushing towards them. Guy Spur leading. Around the outside going the 16 car of Martin Gregory. We're riding in third place with Jamie Derbyshire. Derbyshire ideally placed here because he can see where the others are going and he can make his moves accordingly. And the last car in the queue is normally the fastest. Spur down the inside, wobbles around under braking, just holds onto the car, but it slows Derbyshire down. He gets up into second anyway. So Gregory down to third, but you see Martin Gregory got a better run out of the corner than Guy Spur. Has to jink around the outside. Spur's got the line though, and Gregory leaves the door open. Through goes Sutherland. And there in 17 is Barry Horn working his way up into what is now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 car lead battle. So it's getting more frantic rather than less as we get towards the end of this 30-minute timed race. Spur leading from Derbyshire, then Gregory, then Sutherland. Well, anybody of these 7 could win it, certainly, no doubt about that. Barry Horn, the yellow nose, in 5th place. 6th place is Keith Robinson, and 7th place is Paul Kite at the moment, but that could be very different after the next corner, and different again the one subsequent to that. Derbyshire starting to fly now, really breaking away from Guy Spur. Gregory locks up on the inside, holds on though. Up towards Coppice they come. And Jamie Derbyshire really finding some speed, and Gregory getting 2nd place there from Guy Spur on the exit of the corner as they came out from McLean's. And they're breaking away as well. Sutherland in 4th place, then Robinson in 5th. Well, this is Jamie Derbyshire's biggest break so far. Guy Spur in 2nd place, really under pressure from Martin Gregory. Gregory looking to the inside, dives down to the Melbourne hairpin. This is downhill and heavy braking for the tight hairpin. It's very, very easy to get it wrong, but nicely controlled by both men. Further back, Fraser Gibney under pressure from J.M. Littman. Littman recovering from the early incident. And there the 44 car, that's Paul Bartley. And he's fighting off Roger Body in car number 7. Some great battles all the way down the order, but Jamie Derbyshire driving away from his rivals. 1 lap to go now, just crossing the line at the end of the 30 minutes. They get the 1 lap board, and Derbyshire will have to throw this away. 2nd place is the joint championship leader Martin Gregory. 69 Jason Sutherland in 3rd. Guy Spur down to 4th, and Gregory kicking up the dirt gives Sutherland a little bit of added advantage here. But Gregory really driving superbly through Hollywood. Down the Craner curves he comes in 2nd place. Down to the old hairpin. Needs to keep this nice and tidy. Not quite a hairpin, this is a flat out 3rd gear corner in these cars. And the action continues further back. Oh dear. J.M. Littman gyrating there under pressure just as he'd made that move to take a place at Redgate. Well, the leader out front, battle for 2nd now. Martin Gregory holding off Jason Sutherland. Jamie Derbyshire driving away from them. Guy Spur in 4th place. And Gregory's teammate and joint championship leader before they came to this race, Keith Robinson, is also in this top half dozen. But it'll be victory at Donington Park for Jamie Derbyshire from Martin Gregory, Sutherland, Spur, Robinson and Kite, the rest of the top 6. And that means that Robinson eases a point ahead of Gregory in the championship. Derbyshire vaults to